everybody, and welcome to Popcorn Dogs, your favorite podcast about rooms that are reinforced and insulin and Dwight Yoakam.
And the many other things. Unfortunately, Jared Leto's. But
unfortunately. My name's Tyler. How are we doing today?
Tyler, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. I'm trying to get this nicotine pouch thing open, and it's pissing me off.
Are you going to do nicotine on the podcast?
I don't condone a lot of drugs, but nicotine and caffeine is what makes this body run.
We're drinking Corona Extras because this is an extra special episode of Popcorn Dogs. Because my name is Brad, and
we're talking about another David Fincher movie.
Have we talked about a Fincher film?
The Killer, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we might have done one more.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not. That's why I picked Panic Room, because
we haven't done Seven, Fight Club, Zodiac, haven't done Curious Case of Benjamin Button, wouldn't do Mank. Sorry, didn't love it. We haven't talked Alien 3. We haven't talked Gone Girl.
Yeah.
And his upcoming film with Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
But what's special is I love David Fincher. He's probably my favorite director working today.
I think he's probably my favorite. If not, he's definitely in the top 3.
He's good.
But I picked Panic Room for this episode of Popcorn Dogs because I thought it was right in the sweet spot of Fincher. When you think about Fincher, you definitely think about Fight Club.
Unfortunately, Fight Club comes first for most people.
Always going to come first for a lot of people. And I don't think Panic Room really gets the love that it deserves because this movie is the tits.
So this is, for the longest time, been like, I don't really consider Mank. Mank is that weird black and white Gary Oldman film, and it's fun, but to me, I don't even look at it as a Fincher thing. I think it was kind of more a movie he did for his father. But Panic Room has always been kind of my least favorite Fincher film.
Did you rewatch it and how recently?
We rewatched it a week ago, and it's so fucking good.
It is very good. Even when you've seen it already, the suspense really still connects with me. I know that what's going to happen. I know how it ends. And I was still on the edge of my seat.
I think it's one of those special things where when you watch something that you've seen before with somebody else, you get to watch it again for the first time.
Yeah.
And I know my lovely wife, Carly, was just vibing on this movie hard.
It's a good one. I didn't expect to like Jared Leto's character as much as I did, based on how much I despise him as a human being.
So much. But at least he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And he gets killed.
His character, Junior, does make me laugh, but Dwight Yoakam really steals the show. But we're going to talk about all that here in a second. If you haven't been paying attention, today's episode of Popcorn Dogs is Panic Room.
4,200 square feet, 4 floors.
Hardwood floors throughout, as many as 6 working fireplaces.
Oh my God, it's huge.
Yes, I don't know if you have live-in help.
No. It's just the 2 of us. Huh. That's strange. What? Is this room smaller than it should be?
You're the first person to notice. No one from our office had the slightest idea. It's called a panic room.
What?
A safe room. Castle keep in medieval times. Board concrete walls, buried phone line not connected to the house's main line. You have your own ventilation system and a bank of surveillance monitors that covers nearly every corner of the house.
What's to keep someone from prying open the door?
Steel. Very thick steel.
My room. Definitely my room.
It's disgusting how much I love you.
Tell me about it.
Take what you want and get out of my house! What we want is in that room.
What is he doing?
They're locking us in.
Panic Room came out in 2002. It is an American thriller directed by none other than David Fincher.
Sure is.
Estimated budget of $48 million on this bad boy. Now, Fincher is known to be quite pricey when he makes his movies, just because of, I think it's all this. Is it all the CGI?
He can take, this movie could have been made by an indie filmmaker in a small room.
For $20 and a can of Coca-Cola.
It could have been pretty cheap. Fincher's like, what we're going to do is we're going to make a computer version of the entire house. And we're going to have the camera go through the banisters.
We are going to get real weird with it.
We need 100 takes of the insulin sliding through the door. Sorry.
109.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fincher is...
Call the plaster guy 45 more times.
He's old school perfectionist, and he doesn't do it gratuitously. He has something he's looking for. He knows what he's looking for, and he wants to find it.
Yeah.
I think Alien 3 scarred him so much as a filmmaker that he needs things to be the way he wants them to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of, well, I wouldn't say an overcorrection, because I think all of his movies are really polished. I mean, I know. We've all seen them. They're very good movies.
Social Network, Girl, The Dragon Tattoo, other ones that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I forgot about The Social Network. That's a fantastic movie.
One of his best, probably.
Yes.
Objectively.
Well, speaking of...
They're making a sequel to that, too.
Really?
Not with Fincher. It's Aaron Sorkin writing and directing it, and I'm like, yikes.
I do like Sorkin, though. It's not going to be as good.
It'll be a different thing. And it's probably won't have Trent Reznor again.
I'm okay with that.
You don't like Trent?
No, I love Trent Reznor. I'm okay with it.
It probably won't happen.
Oh, I thought you said he was going to do it again.
Yeah.
No, then I'm not okay with that. But yeah, the budget of $48 million. Opening weekend, they earned just over $30 million, so almost got it all back in the opening weekend. The gross worldwide for this film was $197 million.
Yes. It was a cursed film.
It was. That's half the reason I picked this movie, because I know a little bit about the pre-production and the production of the movie that I thought was really interesting, especially coming right after Fight Club. But this movie definitely had a little bit of a rocky production schedule.
Big time.
To say the least.
Many issues.
So Panic Room is, like I said, an American thriller written by David Koepp. Is that how you say it? Koepp?
I believe so.
Now, I did not know David Koepp's name.
He's a big name.
Let me apologize formally to David Koepp. I was not familiar with your game.
We're sorry, David.
This dude's a god.
He's very good.
Well, let's just say David Koepp is the fourth best selling writer in Hollywood currently, with his movies grossing total box office receipts of over $2.6 billion.
When you frequently collaborate with Spielberg and Tom Cruise, that will help.
Yes.
It's just like Scarlett Johansson is now like one of the most profitable actors of all time. A lot of Avengers.
Yeah, that's going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Koepp, like we just said, has written such films as Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible.
Jurassic Park 1, 2, and Rebirth.
And yeah, the newest one. He wrote the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of set the groundwork for the current superhero movie.
Yeah. Yep. I think X-Men was before Spider-Man.
X-Men is a little weird, though. Spider-Man definitely told like the full origin story leading into the subsequent sequels and kind of had that vision.
It wasn't the Wolverine movie.
Yes, it was not.
Yeah.
It also didn't have Ryan Reynolds playing a terrible Deadpool.
Love it.
I do need Spider-Man and Deadpool to interact more on the big screen. But yeah, he also wrote another sneaky one of my favorite movies, Secret Window, with Johnny Depp.
I thought you were going to say Carlito's Way.
No.
Okay.
War of the Worlds. He's
the Indiana Jones 4 and 5, which I think are well written, if not well made movies.
Yeah.
And the Mummy 2017.
We're not going to talk about that.
I love talking about it. I adore it. I watched that movie in the cinema where they debuted Lord of the Rings in Wellington. It was the only movie I watched when I was in Wellington there. Just fucking awesome.
I love the idea of a dark universe. It just sucks that they fucked it up. Should have got Brendan Fraser back.
They should have brought Brendan Fraser back as an undead mummy. They bring him back as an undead. He's undead on accident. He's like, what? Not again.
Ah, son of a bitch.
I thought I died.
But make him the size of the whale.
Okay, now we're cooking. Cooking with some gas here.
Yeah. So Koepp wrote the script for Panic Room after seeing news reports in like 2000 about wealthy people in New York and Manhattan and wealthy people building these panic rooms to hide from intruders that break into their houses. And that was pretty much it.
And something unique about writing this is he wrote it on spec, which is something that doesn't, like, a lot of writers don't like doing because they're not guaranteed money. He's went out of his way, I want to write this movie, which doesn't happen a lot. And he quickly was able to sell the script for a lot.
Yeah,
people have read it and they're like, oh, yeah.
If you couldn't tell by all of the product placement with the security cameras and the TV panels in this movie was made by Sony Pictures.
Every Fincher film.
Kept sold the script to Sony Pictures for $4 million. And, I mean, could you imagine just getting a $4 million payday for writing a really badass movie?
Write a good script.
That guy, like I said, I'm sorry, Cap, I was not familiar with how cool you were.
He goes hard.
He goes hard. So, yeah, Sony picked up the movie, and they were ready to make it. Originally, Ridley Scott was briefly attached to direct it originally. And as we'll get into, there's an entirely different cast. But when he left, they actually offered it to Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Who studied the script for a while and decided he was just going to star in it. After Ridley Scott dropped After Scott dropped out, Whitaker studied the script because he was going to direct it, but then he decided he just wanted to star in it, and that's when Fincher came in.
Whitaker's great.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was a director.
Me either. That was news. And when Fincher came in,
and Jodie Foster,
also a director, and she had to jump off of like the Academy judging committee, to be in the film. Yeah. When Fincher came in, he viewed the movie as a cross between Rear Window and Straw Dogs.
Yeah.
And I really like that he said Straw Dogs because that's a great movie. And I'm talking about the 70s Straw Dogs, not the one that
1971.
Which I definitely get the vibe of Rear Window and Straw Dogs with what he ended up doing with this movie. He said he saw it as a popcorn movie about survival. And
it's a straightforward film.
It is very easy to make because Fight Club had over 400 scenes in 100 different locations, and it was a huge undertaking. And that was his last film in 1999 before this one. So moving into his next film, Fincher definitely wanted to slow it down, shrink it down, and he wanted to do a film that took place in a 24-hour period in one location with a small cast.
Shot in sequence, largely.
Yeah, because the house decays as the film goes on, and he wanted to keep that continuity going throughout the entire shoot.
And when there's scenes like Dwight Yoakam breaking all of the plaster in the ceiling, it takes 4 hours or something like that to re-plaster everything. Watching this movie, as before, I was not in construction, and now I've got 4 or 5 years of construction and electrical experience. I watch this movie very differently now. When I see the tools they're bringing to a job, when I see how they're trying to break into something, it's much more interesting perspective now.
Yeah, it took 45 minutes to replace the plaster, and I think they did 46 takes to get the plaster to fall just right, is what I wrote down. Yeah. I think that's correct. But yeah, no, he filmed it in continuity, which, like, in sequence chronologically, which I really enjoy. It's hard for me, the few scripts that I have written, to write chronologically. The only film I made in my adult life, I shot in continuity, and that was really tough. Yeah. But it makes sense in your brain until I was on the set, and then I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Plus, filming other scenes before certain scenes gives the actor a little bit of motivation, and it's just a tricky way of doing it sometimes.
I always think of Lord of the Rings when they were shooting 3 movies at once, and they had just started filming. They had to change shooting schedule, and all of a sudden Sam and Frodo said we're filming a Mount Doom scene, and we just barely left the Shire, and it was very weird.
Yeah,
and it's there is a benefit to the characters, and things happen organically. Not for Fincher often. He had 2/3 of this film storyboarded before they shot.
Yeah, which actually
kind of pissed off his cinematographer.
Yeah, I got his name in here. Hold on, where was it?
Yeah, cinematographer was Darius Konji. Shortly after the start of filming, was let go from the film because
he could not agree on aspects of the production, and he did not want to name with who. And we all know who.
Kristen Stewart.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, he was replaced by Conrad W. Hall,
yeah.
Who he gave his blessing to. Apparently those two guys are cool. But having Steven Soderbergh actually came in during the pre-production phase and saw what Fincher was doing and said, like, don't pre-shoot this much of it. You're really going to hamper the crew. Like, it's going to be difficult to make this film the way you're doing it if you're going to put all these limitations on them.
And some people, it's to each their own. The Coen brothers, they have every single line delivery hammered down, and they need the actors to do the line delivery they want. That's why they've said, like, we didn't like working with Nicolas Cage because Nicolas Cage, he's an idea man for raising her. So it's like, I could do this, maybe this. And they're like,
do it that way.
Just do it the way we wrote. I know, like, Jeff Bridges is one of the only actors who got an ad lib in there, and it was human paraquat because they're like, what? Otherwise, I mean, different directors, they film different ways, and Fincher is meticulous in the shots that he wants. And something as simple like with Zodiac, there's one shot like outside when there's a taxi cab and it's like late night LA, San Francisco, late night San Francisco. And it's like, Fincher's like, well, we're going to have to redo this in computers like 1,000 times. You couldn't tell. And they could have just shot it at night and a different day. But like, there's such an extra layer of computer in every shot that you don't know about.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of this film, there's like the shot of the burglars entering the house that starts on the ground level, goes all the way up to the roof.
Yes.
And it is one of the most CG shots that Fincher is known for.
Some early CG.
Kep originally wrote that scene the way that it was, but as a series of shots showing how the burglars were going to get in. And it is so much better the way that Fincher did it, like traveling between the bars in the chair and through like the handle on the coffee pot and up to the window. It just makes it way more eerie. You feel like you're kind of just floating through the house as a spirit watching these guys get in.
It kind of has like a confident omniscience to it. It's the house is its own character, and it's really good at portraying the geography, like the terrain our character is going to be fighting in, and to see where the levels are, see how everything lines up. It's a really cool way to do it. Whenever I see some shot though that like goes through the like between the railings, I'm like, you're being fancy just because you want to be.
Yeah,
and it's a little distracting to me. And to me, it could, I think, I remember we watched a movie in film school, some Russian movie, where it was like 60, 70 minutes long, but it was all one take, and it was massively choreographed. And afterwards, our teacher's like, super smug grin. He's like, what you guys think of that? I'm like, I hated it. Because I mean, it was impressive, but what I wind up doing then is not paying attention to the story, and I'm taken out, and I'm like, thinking film stuff production wise. And I think to me it's like more seamless if when there's some real big flourish like that, I'm like, all right, let's think about computer generated stuff now. If it would have been not like, it would have been a little more chill about it, it might have been more effective. I always just get taken out of those super fancy shots.
Same.
But something like True Detective, remember that one shot where it's all in camera?
Oh, that is the biker one where he's got the hot. Yeah, that one is probably my favorite. My second favorite is Goodfellas, and when they go in through the back and like into the kitchen. What's funny though is if you watch the Goodfellas tracking shot, they just make a circle. They are not moving through the entire building.
Yeah,
they walk down the stairs, they make a left, they make a right, they make a right, and then they go back into the same hallway and through a door.
Yeah,
but yeah, the production of this film was kind of hectic. We start with the house. The house was built on a soundstage by production designer Arthur Max. Cost $6 million to build. The panic room.
Numbers like that, and that's a small number for filmmaking. It's still just mind-boggling.
I bet you the hallway scene for Inception with the floating rig cost way more. And that's just one hallway that's rotating.
Incredible more. More, yeah.
The panic room was 6 feet by 14 feet, and they built 3 of them.
And they'll take apart the wall here, take apart the wall there, because what people might not realize of shooting in small locations is you got to fit a camera and a crew.
And these are big cameras. and big crews.
Yep.
And the jib that he used for a lot of the smooth movement before the CGI smoothed it out even more. That thing is massive. I watched it behind the scenes. It is huge because it was able to reach up 3 stories into this building to go all the way up the center of the house.
Seamless.
So 3 versions of the safe room, the panic room were built so Fincher could film it however he wanted. And like we said, a 3D computer model of the set and soundstage was designed so Fincher could pre-visualize what was going on. And he had done some of this already in Fight Club, so he was familiar with how to do it.
Yeah.
And the reason he does the computer model is to have total freedom to travel. And this is a quote, what we were doing with the CG was to say, there's no camera operator, there's no crew, there's no track, the camera can go everywhere. Mm-hmm. Which you don't, in my mind, I'm like, why do you need to do that? Like, just stick to the basics and make you're making an indie film essentially with Panic Room with the one location and the small cast. Then he's like, fuck that, I'm going to make it pretty.
This is easily the potential for smallest budget out of all of his films.
Yeah. And the filming schedule was shortened since multiple camera setups could be essentially made, shot, and then digitally gotten rid of before the crew even needed to be there.
And something else that's tricky is they got to film the scenes and then also refilm them like with security cameras and match them up for what they're watching. So they have to film a couple things twice to get multiple viewpoints of a couple things.
Yeah, and it was during this 3D visualization was when Steven Soderbergh came in because he realized Fincher had 2/3 of the film already shot. And he's like, you're putting a lot of work on the crew for this last half. You have such a meticulous design on how the first 2/3 of this movie look.
Yeah.
The continuity is going to be tough to match. But Fincher
doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, we'll just fix it in post.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't even fix it in post. He just does 109 takes of throwing a medicine bag.
It's a great shot when it slides just perfectly in.
It was like
that's a good fucking shot.
Jake Gyllenhaal had to toss that newspaper onto the passenger seat and land it just right so that the words hit right where the camera was focused. And they did something like 100 takes of that too.
Yeah.
And you can see, I've never seen Jake Gyllenhaal actually mad. He's actually mad and behind the scenes. He's like, we got to fucking do it again.
When you watch The Shining and the ball rolls up to Danny moving his little toy trucks, and as soon as the ball stops, the trailer and the little toy trucks like accidentally just split off. I'm like, Kubrick, how long?
It was 3 days. 4 days.
It was 3 months.
Yeah, so Fincher, I mean, like we said, had a very meticulous idea of what he wanted this film to look like, so then he needed to get the actors in there.
You know what's funny? He can be that meticulous about something, and then a profound casting change can happen.
Yes, because before Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart, there was actually 2 different leads that were attached to this film.
Not even attached, filming.
Yeah. Well, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Okay, I can never say her name. She left right as filming started, but Nicole Kidman filmed for like a couple weeks, like I want to say 3 weeks.
Yep.
No, 2 weeks. She dropped out in January of 2001 because she re-aggravated a hairline fracture on her knee that she sustained in her previous movie, Moulin Rouge.
Yes, and I can't imagine 2 more different actresses as Nicole Kidman and Jodie Foster. You see Nicole Kidman, you think elegance, softer femininity. I don't imagine her kicking ass. And Jodie Foster
kicks fucking ass.
I don't think you can't cast her as like a vapid character or as like an unintelligent character because Jodie Foster is fucking just locked in and intense.
Yeah.
I would hate to get in a debate with her because I would lose. Just whatever, you win.
Fincher also said that it was different having Kristen Stewart step in and then Jodie Foster because the relationship between the mother and the daughter changed. It was a far different film with Nicole Kidman and
Panettiere.
Thank you for saying it.
And yeah, Panettiere had to be recast because Kristen Stewart, I don't know, Jodie Foster, new mom, new daughter. You kind of have to get the right vibe.
And Kristen Stewart brought more of a tomboy energy to the role.
Kristen,
I say Kirsten.
I'm correcting you for her.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know Kristen's very sensitive about their names.
Kristen Stewart brought more of a tomboy edge to the character that Fincher really enjoyed. So then it also changed Jodie Foster's character to kind of just work more in tandem with her daughter. Like the scene where it's like, say fuck. You fuck. No, Mom, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my house. Like that kind of energy wouldn't have happened with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Version of the mom.
Yeah. And originally Fincher did say, like, I thought Nicole maybe just didn't want to make the movie. And then I saw The Fracture and I was like, oh, okay, that's real. Yeah. And then Jodie Foster had to like sign on with like a week or two.
She had a week notice.
And then became pregnant right after filming started.
And this is coming off the back. So Nicole Kidman leaves the project.
Yeah.
Fincher keeps shooting
And when
scenes without her.
He was thinking about like, maybe we don't.
Yeah, he was, because the film was insured for $3 million. And the Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild were like threatening to strike.
It was going to happen. They had to get started or not.
If they would have shut the movie down, the studio would have recouped $3 million in insurance. If they would have restarted production after stopping, it would have cost an additional $10 million to keep the film going. So he was kind of pressured to recast Jodie Foster's character,
Thank God.
Meg, real fast. And the rumors were Sandra Bullock, Angelina Jolie, and Robin Wright.
I would have liked Robin Wright in the film.
I think Robin Wright would have been the best choice outside of Jodie Foster, but Jodie Foster nails it.
Yeah. She is the character. She is Meg Altman. She is this. I can't imagine. Panic Room doesn't exist without Jodie Foster.
No. Like you said, 5 weeks into filming, Jodie Foster finds out she's pregnant. And they swapped out her wardrobe.
So they shoot it
baggier
sequentially.
clothes.
She just gets bloated over the night.
Yeah, the speed pregnancy. Speed run the pregnancy.
You could shoot an alien film that way.
Oh, yeah. They did try to hide it for a while, and early tests to the studio, they were like, don't like it. So then they halted production until Jodie Foster gave birth.
Well, they shot a good portion of it before she started showing, and they're like,
But then,
we got to stop.
yeah,
Because they were hoping to get to the point where she puts a sweater on later on in the film where they could cover it a little bit more, but it just wasn't working. So they had to stop production. The cursed film keeps being cursed.
Yeah. So once we have all the cast nailed down, we can run through who they are now. We have Jodie Foster playing Meg Altman and Kristen Stewart playing her daughter, Sarah Altman.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart, this was one of her first films. Not her
Yes.
first, but very young Kristen Stewart. And when production started, she was a fair amount shorter than Jodie Foster. By the time the movie finishes, she is a little taller than Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Fincher said that they had to do some creative stuff because by the time they were wrapping up, he said she was towering over Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Which is, I never would have
She
known.
grew a lot that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fear will cause growth spurts.
Jodie Foster had a baby and Kristen Stewart grew 3 inches over the course of one night.
And then we have the 3 ne'er-do-wells that will enter our film here. We have Forrest Whitaker as Burnham.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker is very good in this movie.
Yes.
Originally, they were going to have him be the guy that designed the safe, was the idea. But Fincher's like, nah, I don't see it. Let's make him blue collar. Let's
Give him a custody battle and a reason to want the money.
He needs money.
Yeah.
And he is the one bad guy that you feel for.
Yes, because he's the only one that really has morals.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, definitely not an anti-hero, but you can tell that his heart isn't in it the same way that Jared Leto and Dwight Yoakam's character, Junior, and Raoul are very maniacal and vicious.
I hate Jared Leto.
I hate him as a person. His character is awesome in this film.
He method acts as a creep, and he nails it. I despise everything about him. I hate movies with him in there.
It's a shame.
We briefly discussed it on the Discord about Tron, and it's difficult to separate the art from the artist, and that's necessary for Fincher. Kevin Spacey's in a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
And Spacey's problematic, but Jared Leto is just a fucking creep ball. But no, he's a good actor, and he's fine in this role. He's very good. And the cornrows perfectly sell how skeezy stupid he is.
Yeah, and so I watched this movie years ago. I haven't seen it in years, and then I watched it a couple days ago, getting ready for this, and I didn't realize that he is one of the inheritance people. So this old man lived in this house.
He took care of him.
And he passed, and he knew that he had the money. He is one of the people that is going to inherit the money.
He didn't just want $100,000 or whatever it is.
It was 800,000?
He wanted 10 million. Or whatever the number was. I forget. 30 million? Something like that.
It ends up being 22.
Yeah.
He tells Forrest Whitaker it's 3, and he tells Burnham that it's 3 million, and he tells Raoul that he's getting 100,000.
Yeah. So Raoul is amazing. He shows up, and Whitaker's like, "Who's that?"
I got him through a guy.
I'm Raoul.
Wearing a ski mask.
All movie almost.
One of my favorite parts is, so he's wearing a ski mask pretty much the entire movie. He's wearing blue gloves the entire movie.
Yeah.
And he has a zip-up jacket. And
terrifying.
So the 3 burglars break into the house with that awesome tracking shot that we talked about earlier. Once they're finally in, Burnham finds Sarah sleeping in her bed, and then finds Meg and realizes there are people in the house.
See, the problem that they make, though, is that they don't realize how cutthroat and serious the real estate market is. And people will make an offer fucking same day.
Yeah.
That's how intense it is.
And the film does a good job of, like, setting up this premise because Junior, Jared Leto's character, has this really funny line that made me laugh where he's like, they're not even supposed to fucking be here. Escrow's 14 days. They're not supposed to be here for 3 weeks. And Burnham's like, 14 days? How the fuck is that 3 weeks? 14 business days. Yeah. The market doesn't move on the weekends. It's 14 fucking... it doesn't matter. They're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And then we're introduced to Raoul. And Forrest Whitaker's character gives this really good, like, we shouldn't do this because kidnapping is automatic 30 years in prison.
And also, it's bad.
And
I don't want to be a kidnapper.
And
he cares about his family.
But once...
And Raoul is ready, like, he pulls a gun out. It's like, we're fine.
What if she has a gun? And then he just unzips his jacket and reveals he's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Who is this guy? I'm Raoul.
Yeah. Do you know who was originally supposed to play Raoul?
I forget.
It was Maynard, the lead singer for Tool.
Ah.
It's funny that Fincher went with another musician to play the part of Raoul.
He saw Yoakam in Sling Blade, and he's like, he's good. And it's so weird.
He's so good.
And he's a good musician, too, which is funny.
He definitely is one of the main reasons I like this movie. I think Raoul is hilarious and terrifying at the same time.
So Meg Altman, Jodie Foster's character, she is in a dire situation because she was in a marriage and he left her for Nicole Kidman, we find out. She does the voice, but for another woman. And so she is newly on her own. She needs a house. She's with her daughter. And there's one scene of her just like chugging wine in the bathtub. I'm like, she's in it. She's not in a good spot.
That the close-up of her, because we see the wine glass on the floor, and then it cuts to a close-up of Jodie Foster's face, and there's obviously no dialogue, but just the pain and not quite crying can tell you just finished crying, downing the bottle of wine. Jodie Foster's performance is incredible.
She is fantastic in this film.
So Meg and Sarah, they get access to see this house, this beautiful brownstone in Manhattan, across the park from her ex-husband.
Yeah.
And
how much is this? This is an expensive house.
Yeah, but they keep saying that, like, she's got the money. You can afford it. You can afford it. Well, you can do this.
The real estate guy who is from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that dates Lucy. He hears her last name and he goes, "Oh, right this way."
Yeah, Altman.
He hears the name Altman. He's like, "Let's see the property."
So yeah, they get to see the house early, which gets them in the house faster. And on their first night in the house, they order some pizza. Meg gets a little wine drunk and passes out. The burglars break in, and they're here for the safe in the panic room. And because it has, what are they? Bonds, sales bonds?
I looked this up. They're called bearer bonds. It's a type of debt security where ownership is determined solely by physical possession of the bond certificate, meaning whoever holds the bond is considered the owner. Unlike registered bonds, there are no records of the owner kept by the issue or any central authority. This means they can be easily transferred through physical delivery without needing to change ownership records. They're legit. They don't really use them that much anymore, but that is actually $22 million, those papers.
Yeah.
Like, and if those exist in the real world.
So that's
Which is weird to me, but
Jared Leto's character Junior is one of the people who's going to inherit some of this.
Yep.
But he doesn't want to split it with everybody. And we find out that
because he says something like, I cleaned after him. I cleaned him.
Yeah.
I put in the time.
he feels entitled to it.
Yeah.
And he sets this job up with Burnham, but then he brings in Raoul, and that's a curveball that Burnham was not expecting, nor the family being there, which it's funny when Junior walks in the front door after Burnham lets him in, he sees all the boxes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
The fuck is this? And then Burnham's just like, I know. Shit's fucked. We got to abandon.
Yeah.
But we find out that Burnham's character is going through a custody battle and he needs the money. And the moment Junior flashes the money in front of him and tells him, like, it's fucking $1 million you're going to clear tonight, and I know you need it,
It's interesting.
Burnham decides to go through with the plan.
It's interesting he brought Raoul, even thinking it would have been just the two people in there. There's no reason to bring Raoul unless he kind of thought something might go tits up.
I think that
Maybe he was bringing him to take care of Burnham.
I think so, because he was going to give, why else would Raoul have a gun? And
I think that's it.
he was going to take Burnham's share and cut in Raoul way less. We find out that he was going to give Raoul $100,000.
I bet Raoul was brought in just to shoot the guy, but it would have.
It's
I
like
think even Raoul says it. It's like, I would have seen what we found. Like, how did you think I wasn't going to know what was happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he brings him in to kill the safe cracker after the safe is cracked, or to get into the room, because as we said, Burnham's character works for the security company that
installs them,
makes these.
Yeah.
He puts them in, which is funny because then he has to break into them and they're like, well, Raoul's like hammering the ceiling and breaking all the plaster, and Burnham comes out like, the fuck are you guys doing? We're going in through the bottom. Do you think that I would still have a job if 3 fucking idiots could just use a sledgehammer and get in? There's like 3 feet of concrete and then solid steel.
Yes.
You're never going to make it.
So Burnham knows this. Megan, Kristen Stewart's character, Jodie, I'm not going to call them by their character names.
It's Meg and Sarah.
Meg and Sarah, they get into the panic room and they threaten to call the cops. They know the cops aren't called. They took care of the phone lines. And their first big ploy to get in there is a propane from a grill. And it's smart, but also they're talking about how safe the panic room is. If anyone can access the HVAC, that's not that safe.
No.
And that's my first, I'm like, that's a knock, because it's fun to watch. I'm not saying it's not fun to watch, but like, I don't know, if you make the most secure room in the world and someone can just immediately blow propane into it after 5 minutes, is it that secure?
Yeah. Which is one of the best, one of my favorite parts of the movie, because
it's very smart the way she takes care of it.
Yeah, the panic room is supplied with a bunch of like fire blankets and water and some rations, like some dehydrated food and stuff for you to be able to exist in there for a while if there was an actual emergency.
Although not anything that would help a diabetic.
Which is an oversight.
And I like that they don't beat us over the head with it early on. We were watching it and Carly goes, there's a fridge right by her bed. And then there's a shot where they open up and you see the insulin in there. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say it, you know?
Yeah, and she rolls over in bed and she's got a watch on while she's sleeping. And they make sure to put that directly in the center of focus as she's rolling over for the first time. So you're aware she has a watch. You see the fridge. And then as the film picks up steam, it's not until like an hour in that we hear the first beep from her watch. The mom is also telling her to remain calm. Like, you know what happens when you get worked up.
Yeah.
Which is nice, subtle storytelling for Kep and Fincher here.
Yeah, so he hooks a propane tank. He is able to get into the vent, and he puts propane. The propane is blowing up into the panic room. They know there's a little hole out there. They're breathing. But she starts taping it up, and then she decides she's going to stick a lighter way back there and blow it up.
Yep.
And Jared Leto gets fucked up when this goes off. And then the hose is like blowing around. It is sick. Like the fireball that goes off in the panic room.
Oh, it's a beautiful blue color too. It's like just really aesthetically pleasing to look at. And then Junior is hilarious because Jared Leto's got his head up against the wall. Like, what is she doing?
I'm like, get closer.
And he keeps getting closer and he can hear her like the clicking. And I mean, Burnham's like backing up, like, turn the fucking gas off. Turn the fucking gas off.
He knows.
Turn it off now.
What's she doing?
I love the little conversation they have too, where Raoul is like, turn it on, like open it all the way up. And Burnham just wants to scare him.
Well, and also he's like, if they black out or if you kill them, we can't get in.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
But Raoul doesn't give a shit. So the propane blows up, lights Jared Leto's arm on fire and burns his face.
So nice.
And
yeah,
that's
his arm is fucked.
That's actually Jared Leto too, performing that stunt. That's not a stunt man.
It's a shame it wasn't real fire.
Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah.
So they realize that, like, okay, Meg's a little smarter than we think she is.
Yeah,
so,
she even knows to cover Sarah with fireproof blankets before she blows it up. Very smart stuff.
There's also a little subtle, I noticed today, is as soon as that happens and all the propane clears and the scene settles down, Meg's hand is burnt pretty good.
She got it. She was in there.
Yeah, so that's something they don't really address, and it's like if you blink, you kind of miss it.
Yeah.
But again, it's Fincher, so he's going to be like, of course she gets burnt.
Meticulous.
Yes. So then they are stuck in the room for a while longer, and the next ruse to get out of there is they had set up the phone line that day. And
yes.
Raoul was supposed to cut the main line in the basement, but he just cuts. Did you cut the line in the basement, or did you just cut the phone wire from the telephone?
Yes.
I don't, and he can't really answer, and they pull off the outlet where like the Ethernet cable would go.
Well, but this is also after she steals her phone, is it not?
Oh yeah, she does steal the phone, because there is a moment where she does leave the panic room.
They're arguing like
about
a floor down, and she knows there's a phone out there. The problem is they flipped the mattress up and knocked it off of her nightstand, so the phone is underneath the bed. So she knows they're down a flight of stairs, going to open it, run out, grab it, run back in. And Jodie Foster just fucking running around barefoot is a scary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't
fuck with her.
Yeah. That's like Kevin McAllister's, like, they have the same DNA. You don't want that person running around the house.
Yeah.
And she's quick. She gets the telephone. She comes back. The cell phone doesn't have service, but she realizes she'll be able to use it to tap into the phone line.
Yeah, there's a phone line that's separate in the panic room, but she never hooked it up.
Yes.
But she did hook up the main line, which she can access through the wiring in the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And if she can just wire the phone into the hard line, she can use the phone that's in the panic room.
Yeah.
And this comes, the scene that we just talked about where she runs to get the phone. My favorite thing about that scene is it is entirely inaudible and quiet.
So intense.
You see them, it's in slow motion, they're arguing, and it's not until she knocks the lamp over that they realize she's out of the room right now.
Yeah. Because she knocks the lamp over, and then all of a sudden, it's on.
Yeah, they almost get her. But she's able to call the police, who immediately put her on hold, which is not a very good thing for you to have when three intruders are in your house.
She manages to call her ex-husband.
Well, that's she calls the cops, and then Sarah says, call Dad.
And she calls Steven.
She
gets Nicole Kidman's cameo, and she say something like, put Steven on the phone, you bitch.
Yep. And she says there are
3 men.
You need to help us. There are 3, and then the line goes dead.
And to his credit, he calls the cops, but first he comes over because he's close by.
Yeah, to investigate. And I love the little nuance with the characters here where Meg believes that her ex-husband is going to help them. She knows this man. They were married. He will help us.
That's enough, you know?
I know him. He will help us. If we are in trouble, he will help us. And Sarah, talking about Nicole Kidman's character, the new girl that's in his life,
the new
is
wife.
like, you don't understand her, Mom. she won't let him help us.
Yeah.
Which is a dynamic that having step parents when I was growing up that I am all too familiar with. Step parents can be real pieces of shit.
I mean, for better or worse, it's an odd situation. But before Steven arrives, there's an argument happening where Jared Leto
Junior's done.
He's covered in burns. He's like, I don't need this. I still get $800,000. I'm just going home. And he lets it slip that he is still getting money like a dumbass.
And that's when Whitaker's character Burnham starts figuring out, doing quick math. He's like, all of a sudden you're a tax expert all of a sudden.
Yeah.
How much fucking money is in there? And that's when Dwight Yoakam's character Raoul gets a little more angry and a little more vicious because now the stakes have gone up. He went from getting $100,000 to, I'll just kill both these guys and get all $22 million.
Well, I'll kill Junior. Forrest Whitaker, they're still on the same team, but he shoots
Junior right in the head.
Awesome.
And it comes right after Jared Junior's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to call my fucking plastic surgeon in the morning, get this taken care of. He's like picking parts of his coat out of his skin at one point, and there's just CGI steam coming off of his arm.
It's bad.
It's a bad burn. And he decides he's gonna leave, and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And Raoul's like, no, you ain't, and shoots him right in the head, and then double taps him.
And then he says something like 2 shares, or like half. And Forrest Whitaker, I mean, at this point, Burnham's in a spot. Sunk cost fallacy. I'm already this far in. We've started kidnapping. We've killed a person, and I'm an accomplice. I'm not getting out of this. And that's when Steven shows up.
And it's so good how they do it because they shoot Junior right in the doorway. As soon as he opens the door, shoot him in the head. They drag his body into the living room.
Yeah.
Or as they call it during the walk through the property, the parlor room.
The parlor.
They drag him into the parlor and they have a brief argument about like, you're not fucking leaving. You're going to help me get into that safe. You're not fucking going anywhere. You know why? Because I have one of these. And he holds up the silenced pistol.
Yeah.
And when the camera pans back over with our characters going back towards the door, Steven is just standing in the doorway, and it almost acts as like a jump scare.
Yeah.
Because there is just another person here, scares the shit out of the burglars, and they bring in the father.
Yeah, and what happens, Raoul, this is when he takes a little bit of control, and there's this smart thing where they pretend that it is Steven knocked out in the bedroom.
Yeah, they beat the shit
They
out
beat
of
the
Steven.
shit out of him, and then they like just leave. They change clothes, they leave his body there, and then they go downstairs, and she thinks, all right, Burnham and Raoul are not here. It's just passed out Steven. I can get out. I don't even know what she was up to at that point. She was needing the insulin. She had to go get the insulin. So she goes out, and Steven starts rising. We realize it's actually Raoul.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of showing this because it's the shoes. They show Burnham dragging Steven down the stairs on the security camera, and when Meg comes out of the room, they show a close-up of him swinging around Steven. You can see his loafers on.
Yeah.
But then on the bed, Raoul's still wearing his boots.
Yes.
And that's how the audience can now realize, like, oh, shit.
It's and Kristen Stewart, Sarah's in a spot where she'll die. She'll go into a coma. She might not come back. She needs insulin. She needs it now. And your panic room is no longer safe. I can only imagine what it's like to be a parent and to immediately like, well, I'm going out. It's going to happen. So she has to go out, but then shit goes bad real quick because Raoul gets in there, and then Burnham gets in there, and she is able to grab the insulin and throw it through the door. Roles reversed. They're also still in a Mexican standoff.
Because now,
If they kill her daughter, she has a gun, and she'll also get the cops there. They have the daughter. She needs insulin. Do we help them? And Raoul's hand is fucked.
it gets slammed in the door.
I love it so much.
Because it doesn't break the laser. Apparently, you have to break the laser. And fun fact,
what a stupid concept. There's a high laser and a low laser.
Everything in the middle is fair game.
Yeah.
They built the set for Nicole Kidman, who is substantially taller than Jodie Foster.
Poor Tom Cruise.
Yes, poor guy. And Jodie Foster's eye line was exactly where the laser was
Yeah.
because it was made for Nicole Kidman, and Jodie Foster said that the laser blinded her
Yeah. throughout
throughout the entire shoot. It hit her directly. It was eye level for her, which I thought was a fun little trivia piece I learned about on IMDb today.
They also, I don't believe the original script had Raoul's hand getting caught in the door the way it did. And Fincher's like, you don't have a giant door that can close like that and not smash something.
Well, in the script, there was a different ending where Jodie Foster breaks into the panic room from the opposite wall with a
Pass.
sledgehammer.
Oh, pass.
And then she fights Raoul in the panic room over Sarah and ends up knocking him down and closes the door on his head and smashes his head after Burnham gets the bonds and runs out and is gunned down by the police.
Much worse.
Yeah, that was an original ending.
Yeah. It's Raoul's hand is closed and he's like, I can't open it. She's out there.
With a gun.
Yep. So his hand has to just be stuck there.
Which is a nice little bit for Burnham to tell him to just shut the fuck up.
And so now they're in a situation. They're in the panic room. He has to, he helps out. Burnham's a good guy. And he goes up to Sarah, who's passing out. He's like, can you do this? And she's like, no.
What happens if I don't? Coma.
And
Die.
You can see he's like,
Fuck. You're going to have to talk me through this.
she's still cognizant enough, though, to say tap it, which I didn't know. I asked Carly. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's getting the air out.
Yeah.
And so he saves her and then gets to business with the safe, cracking it open. Thank God he did bring some Milwaukee tools because there wasn't Milwaukee tools until then. And
You
I'm
couldn't have done that with a DeWalt.
I was like, what are you bringing here? But he is a good safe cracker. He knows what he's doing. And then he opens it up and it's empty. And Earl's like, what the fuck? He's like, come on.
It's a false bottom, dude.
Jesus.
And this is one of the most suspenseful parts of the movie, too, is when the cops do show up because Steven called the cops.
Yes.
So in the middle of him cracking the safe, in this little Mexican standoff we have, the cops show up. And there's one cop that is pretty sure something's going on.
And did the cops also get a notification from the guy they were shining the flashlight through?
They said there was there were noise complaints. He mentions an intercom. I don't remember if they specifically mentioned the light.
I think they did as well. I think it was like everything was kind of working a little bit. No, but the cops show up and I'm watching those two cops. I'm like, do you know what their faces are from?
One is from The Sopranos. He's father.
Yep.
And the other guy, I have no idea.
He is. Did you watch Better Call Saul? Mm-hmm. Yep. He's Jimmy McGill's scammer buddy.
No way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is him.
Yeah. I was like, those guys got faces I know. And I wish cops were this cool. These guys are good because she very much is shooing them off. And he's like, if you're in a situation right now that you can't say anything, you could blink
A couple times.
and you could blink and it would let me know. And she's like, you're good. And then he even insists, like, what was that? There are 3. And she has to cover, and she says, there are 3 things that I would let you do to me right now, or something like that.
If you
like,
came and hopped in this bed right now. She uses the divorce to...
that's like,
No one's going to touch that.
it's like if you call into work and you say you shit your pants or something, like, I don't want to talk about that. Pass.
Yeah.
You're free.
You're off today.
Or if you want to make a man uncomfortable and you're a lady, you just say, I'm having women stuff. If there's a male person that you're talking to, they'll be like, okay,
You have the whole day off.
do you need them week?
Can I help?
I'm sorry.
I can't help.
Yeah.
Just go home.
Yeah.
She shoos off the cops because obviously Raoul...
We'll kill the daughter.
Yeah, if the cops come in, Sarah's dead. He's got nothing to lose. He's trapped in the panic room. He's got a bum hand. The cops are going to be there.
Yeah.
He's a very spiteful, angry person.
Yes. They get the $22 million in the bearer bonds. The cops do leave. And as the men prepare to leave with Sarah as a hostage, Meg has Home Alone the house.
She has put broken glass on the ground
They
to
even-
hear where they are walking.
They have the Home Alone song. Bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
Yep. And she's putting little Christmas bulbs right in front of the panic room door. Not like that, but
She leaves doors open. She locks a lot of doors.
she guides them. She
Yep.
funnels them to a certain spot where she knows that she has positioned her ex-husband Steven with a gun. His arm can't move.
He's
but
got
he
a
can
broken
hold,
collarbone.
but she pushes his arm up so it's wedged right where it needs to be. And she leads them there, and I think she probably realizes that Steven probably won't stop them, but he'll
distract them at least.
Distract them, and she's got a sledgehammer. It's super smart what she does.
It's so funny too, because she just she starts by just shutting and opening doors and breaking windows and destroying the lights, and then she takes out all the security cameras. And Sarah is sitting there watching Burnham crack into the safe, and she looks up and sees her mom just taking out every camera. And Raoul's sitting there, and he sees Sarah paying attention to the TV, and then she notices that he notices her, so she tries to hide what she's doing. And Raoul turns around and looks at the security camera and goes, "Huh, why didn't we do that?" Which is one of the best parts of the movie.
We also can't forget to mention, when they leave the panic room, Raoul does bend down to grab his fingers.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a much more grisly shot.
I like the little shot where it's just nothing. He just reaches back. I like that it's not a gross close-up of the fingers. I like that it's just him picking them up.
Yeah, Fincher wanted to do a shot inside the door, watching the fingers get severed, up close.
I'm sure he did.
But he does a bunch of really weird, extreme close-ups in this film, like when the neighbors are making noise and the concrete dust is falling off the cracks.
Yeah.
I could only imagine what that shot would have looked like.
They're being distracted by Steven, and she sledgehammers Raoul over the banister.
Right in the dome, like Triple H to The Undertaker.
I couldn't believe it. It was so good and nailed it. Burnham
is this is my cue to get the fuck out of here.
He has all 22 million. He's done. And he gets outside. He knows that the cops are on their way, but he hears Raoul getting ready he crawls over with the sledgehammer, and he's about ready to take out Jodie Foster. He punches Sarah
in the face,
full tilt in the face. And originally it was a slap, and Fincher's
no, he'd punch her right in the head.
No, you need to be shocked. You need to be scared. Raoul is vicious.
And his Dwight Yoakam's performance in this scene alone, he is so beaten down. He's covered in blood. He's missing fingers. He's got broken hand.
He's got a scary face when it's clean.
He's got a scary face when it's clean. Holding that sledgehammer up, getting ready to just bring it down on Meg's head. My heart's racing, and I know how the movie's going to end. And Burnham comes back.
Yes.
And Steven is about to grab the gun, and he would have been too late. But Burnham's right there, and one shot to the back of Raoul's head sends him to Belize.
Yeah. And thank God for Burnham. That's why we like him.
Now, this is an interesting part of the film, too, because in original test screenings, Burnham gets away. And audiences did not like that. They liked his character, but they did not like the resolution of him getting away with all the money.
I say let him get away.
I think he earned it.
Well, if you are a Stanley Kubrick head like myself, you would definitely recognize the ending of this film from The Killing, which is one of the first great heist films, and it's also Tarantino's inspiration. He's inspired when he made Pulp Fiction, because it's or Reservoir Dogs too, a film told out of order. Now, The Killing ends with our hero, our anti-hero. He has a bag full of money, and he is about ready to get on a plane, and a dog scares the airplane person, and it falls off of the cart, and all of the millions of dollars floats up in the air, and it spins around like a tornado, all of the money, which is very much what happens here. Burnham is cornered by the police, and they say,
let me see your palms.
Yes.
Which means he has to let go of the bonds.
And the money blows off away in this very cinematic shot. I don't know. To me, it's just it's so definitely the same idea from The Killing, which is still good. It's very cinematic. And I don't know. It's maybe a funner ending than he just gets away. Maybe they could have left it ambiguous where you hear gunshots or you don't know if he got away. That could have been fun.
Yeah.
But that's also Reservoir Dogs, where you don't know if Mr. Pink got away.
The fact that Burnham's character gets gunned down by police in an earlier draft, gets away in the first cut of the movie, and then is caught is really cool to see how you could have such a big change happen to one of the main characters of the movie.
I can't imagine the way Fincher's mind works, and that he can storyboard 2/3 of the film around the idea of an actress, and it's a completely different character than when someone else comes in. And it probably didn't change the way he was going to shoot a lot of things, but it is still fascinating, and the way characters can evolve, like Burnham. And so a few days later, Meg and Sarah search the newspaper for a new, smaller home, having recovered from their ordeal.
With a push-pull that feels so incredibly odd at the end of the film. Because they're sitting in the park.
The Hitchcock thing?
Yeah, where you zoom in and dolly back.
I think we called it like the vertigo effect or something.
Isn't it a
push-pull? That's what I remember it being referred to as. Where you pull back and you zoom in, or you zoom out and you move in. It's a distortion of space. And
Scorsese's done it a few times really well. Fincher's done it more than once.
Hitchcock is the guy, though, that kind of made it big.
They find a new spot. That last scene...
It's like a dawning realization thing or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a distortion of space that can yield a few different results.
In my opinion, I think at the end of the film with them, especially with the nature behind them, because it was originally shot with the skyline behind them, to have like the skyline loom over them, like the dangers of the city, and they're not going to go back to that.
Yeah.
This felt more comforting with the trees behind them and the autumn colors. And Jodie Foster's character is kind of claustrophobic.
Yeah, she is.
In this film, and it's like giving her space as we pull back. Mm-hmm. And it's just her and her daughter, and it's, I think, the safety. I think it just feels safe.
And a great little film.
Yeah.
Perfectly made. I really wouldn't change anything. I'd probably just tweak a couple of little CG things, but that's just me being nitpicky.
The film holds up really well. I mean, being over 20 years old at this point, still looks great. Like we've said before, when Fincher does CG, even if he did it in 1999 or 2002, you probably aren't going to notice it.
And I also just wanted to shout out the score. Score is by Howard Shore. You know him mostly from Lord of the Rings, but he also did The Fly, Silence of the Lambs, Mrs. Doubtfire, Seven, and Gangs of New York. Howard Shore is one of the GOATs. He doesn't get as much respect as some like John Williams, but
or Zimmer.
Yeah, but he has delivered some fantastic soundtracks. In this one, there's some really like big, epic sounds that he's delivering here. Fincher was asked to edit the film to receive a PG-13 rating. He said, "You can kindly fuck off. I'm not going to do that." And yes, like you said, worldwide total gross of $196.4 million with the budget of $48 million. So very big film.
It was very successful. And like I said at the top too, I really enjoy it when filmmakers pivot from what they had just previously done. And Fight Club being such a big fucking movie with a lot of locations and a lot of scenes, doing a film that takes place entirely in one spot with a handful of people. I love it. Love it when directors just decide to take a left turn from what they previously did.
Do we want to rank it, or do you have any other thoughts?
No, that's it. I think we can rank it. I'm a big fan of this movie. I think it's one of his more underrated films.
Well, it's tough when you're going up against some of the greatest films made.
It just further shows that even films that are lesser known by him are still phenomenal.
I love The Game as well.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that in years.
The Game is very good as well. So let's rank this for those that might not know. What we do is we have a continuing list of movies we've discussed, and it'll be this or that. We'll start right in the middle. Right now, our list is currently at 59 films, with Charlie's Angels Full Throttle bringing up the rear. But so we'll go right in the middle. Shrek or Panic Room?
Panic Room.
Yeah, Panic Room. Sorry there, buddy. Barbarian or Panic Room?
That's a tough one, but I think I'm going to go Panic Room.
I am as well. If Barbarian stuck the landing, it would be Barbarian, but it does fall
apart. The third act
apart.
gets a little messy.
The Killer or Panic Room?
See, I like Panic Room more.
I think that I do as well. I love The Killer, but I'm going to go with Panic Room. Sinners or Panic Room?
Sinners. I just watched Sinners again for the third time.
Yeah, I'll go Sinners. That was close, but that will put Panic Room at number 16 on our list. And for those keeping score at home, the top 3, number 3 is The Thing, number 2 is Inglourious Bastards, number 1 is The Shining.
Hell yeah.
Got a good list going.
I have already decided what my next pick will be.
It's 3 months out, Tyler, so
I'm not going to
sit on it.
I'm going to sit on it, but I'm very excited. I'm more excited to talk about my next pick than I am about Panic Room.
I do think we need to do another one. We should do a ranking of Avengers phase something or other.
That means I got to watch them, though.
No, you don't. We're going to get a professional on here who's seen them all. And so I think we should do that. And I think next it's where we throw it. I don't know if it's mine or we throw it to the Patreon.
I think it's Patreon next.
But with Patreon, I want it to be an idea. It could be like Westerns or heists or an actor. It could be John Goodman movies.
Yeah.
So
a little more broad stroke.
We'll give them a topic and let them make suggestions on that. Irreverent comedies, something like that.
Then are we going to talk about multiple or just cover one?
They choose like 4 and they get to vote.
Okay, I like that.
But then I don't know what my pick will be. I was thinking Big Lebowski the other day, but I don't know.
I don't want to say mine yet because it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's been Popcorn Dogs today. If you enjoyed that, hop on over to Patreon and you will have a shit ton of episodes to listen to. We got a bunch of Popcorn Dogs on there that you haven't heard yet. And we got other stuff like Elden Dogs. Elden Dogs is like 70-something fucking episodes about Elden Ring. It's fantastic.
A lot of Patreon exclusive episodes of that and of Raw Dogs, our video game
Raw
podcast.
Dogs. And if you want to be involved in Popcorn Dogs, like we just said, and maybe throw your hat in the ring for suggesting what we're going to cover eventually down the road sometime, Discord would be the place to do that. So get over on to Patreon for us. I promise it's worth it.
At patreon.com. Patreon.com/HairTheDogcast.
Yep. And speaking of Patreon, very special thanks to our Patreon executive producers, Brian Ward, Ryan Christina, Kipper, Phil Wright, Jordan Hoff, Kelly Gutowski, Bryant Ross, Phil just read Bear Phil, Tyler, thank me.
Thank you, Tyler.
You're welcome, Phil.
And thank you, Phil.
Justin Melly, Justana, Corny Jim, Spetsnuts, and Ejot.
Thank you all for supporting us.
Yeah, you guys make the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And if you see Dwight Yoakam in concert, don't go. I don't know if he's still in concert. But you should go. He's actually really cool. And his music's good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
If you see Jared Leto in concert, don't listen to our podcast and leave us alone.
Oh, and I forgot to say it at the top. Thanks again, Moonglow, for that awesome song that you just heard that's going to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
Which you're listening to right now.
Popcorn Dogs, the Popcorn Dogs.
I'm not going to sing because they're better than me.
Bye, guys.